So here is the age-old questions a lot of starting off videographers or filmmakers have. How much should you be charging for videos towards your clients, and what are the different price ranges currently in the industry? Now, I know a lot of people kind of stray away from answering this question and try to get away from the numbers as much as possible, but I kind of wanted to lay it out here and just be upfront with you guys, telling you how much you actually should be charging and to kind of get this conversation going for creators and filmmakers just to know what their worth is. This is just from personal experience, also from seeing other different industries in other different states whenever hiring out, what similar price ranges they are at and what price ranges are currently. So let's start off with the beginner filmmakers. The beginner filmmakers are people that probably only have one camera, one lens, maybe they're shooting on a wireless microphone, maybe they have a shotgun, maybe they have lights. As a beginner filmmaker, I would recommend pricing about $200 to $600 per day. So that's an 8-hour day of filming. That's personally how I would recommend it as a beginner. You can charge day rates, but you might need to be doing hourly rates when you are just starting out. I would do this for your film days and for your edit days. If you're doing any pre-production work, I would charge probably $200 to $400 or about $25 to $50 per hour, depending how long you take. Now, here's an example for a beginner. You're doing 2 film days at $600 and 1 edit day, but since you're not as good of an editor, you are only charging $400. And then let's also just say you're doing pre-production for that at $25 an hour for 4 hours, which equates to $100. That entire total of that project would be $1,700 you should be charging as a beginner filmmaker. Now let's go over to the intermediate filmmakers. So the intermediate filmmakers, I would say, is kind of the one-man video production companies, or they typically have 1 to 3 people on shoots. They have the majority of gear. Sometimes they are used to renting equipment. These are people that seem pretty professional and pretty advanced. Typically, they can be shooting on some cinema cameras, but majority of the time they're using mirrorless, maybe rigged out cameras that look a little bit more professional for clients. A lot of B2B business work, doing social media, smaller budget commercials, and bigger style brand videos for businesses. So intermediate filmmakers are typically dealing with projects that are around that $7,500 to $20,000 project ranges. They can do higher depending on what the deliverables are, but this is where the intermediate filmmaker stands per project. So let's go into pre-production. Pre-production, you can either charge $600 to $800 for the day, or personally, I would do hourly in pre-production, $75 to $100 per hour. For filming and editing, I would suggest ranging that $800 to $1,200 per day. So if you're going to film an 8-hour day, you can do $800 and that will be for cover the 8 hours, or you could do $1,200 and that will cover the $1,200. Though I will note that a lot of film days kind of go into that 10 hours of range, so you just got to know what you're getting paid for, and you not typically will see in this category that you charge extra for those 2 hours. That's just included in the day rate. Sometimes you just got to know you will be working a 10-hour day even though you're only charging 8 hours. Now for filming as an intermediate filmmaker, I would not recommend charging hourly for film days. I would recommend you can do half days, but personally what I've noticed on all half days that I've shot and shot on is that it typically, instead of 4 hours, it typically takes 5 hours. So really you're just discounting them 3 hours at half price. So I would personally charge an extra $100 depending on whatever your actual full day prices. If your film day is $1,000, make your half day rate $600 instead of $500, since again, typically half days go longer than you actually expect, and you don't want to be kind of getting scammed or ripped off when you are shooting half days, and you want to make it worth your time. And then on the client side, they might be like, well, it's better price if I just do a full day instead of a half day price anyways. Now, also to note on this category, you should budget off For rental equipment, you should budget off for potentially driving, if you need to drive to a certain location, how far you're driving. There's a lot more to think about budgeting into this. You don't want to have everything just fall on your editing and your filming days, and you should probably be charging at least a 5% profit fee to make it a little bit more worth it. You see this actually happen in a lot of businesses as well. It's a normal thing to do. It might feel a little weird and wrong, but this is something normal to do. The last thing to note for intermediate section is the cost of rental equipment. So with that said, you might own a lot of different equipment, and specifically cameras. So say if you own the Canon C70, but you also own a Red cinema camera, you might be able to charge an extra $350 just for using your Red camera, but you might include using your C70. So think about that when you are charging clients. What gear do I have and how much would it cost to rent all this gear? Because that is essentially saving your clients money since you're providing that gear. Anyways, guys, I hope this video was super informational and helpful for you guys. I know it can be a little lengthy in this part because there's so much information to spiel. If you are interested in learning more about video productions and how to run video production companies, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to make more videos about that, make more videos about retainer systems and different things on how to grow and start up a video production company. And anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video right here. And if you're interested in seeing another video of mine, I would highly recommend this video that I decided to put there because I don't know which video I should recommend. And YouTube recommends this video right here. And until next week, guys, peace.